listening to Sats, Star Seeds, Angels, Savant Syndrome with your host, the Mystic Man. Thank you for joining. One of the new tools that I found online gives us the way for you to communicate with us verbally. And it's not calling, but it's kind of like that. Yeah, that's right. You can leave messages that we can put on the show just by clicking a link and then clicking a button, of course. But if you want to say anything to us or give a shout out, please do. If you have questions, perhaps on one of our episodes, I'll leave a link from now on. So that way you could verbally communicate to us and be put on the show if you want. You know, you don't have to. If you're going to leave a voice recording, I'm going to assume that it's to be on the show, mind you. If you don't want it to be on the show, then there's a phone number in the description for the show. Please call. But other than that, if you want to be on the show and you want to be on air, please do click the link. Send us a voice message and we shall communicate over the air. Yes.
La 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 la. Nice episode. Beaming in from the ethers. Sweet. It was nice to tap into a little bit more of the star seed. I like the question. If you had one question to ask the world in order to save the world from annihilation. Because, you know, Senor Villapana, aka Mystic Man, the world depends on you.
Thank you. That was Christiane, and you are awesome, Yoni Rising. I love that, by the way. I remember the first time I said hi, I was like, oh my, Yoni Rising. And I was very, very, very not mature about it, but she was still kind enough to say hi back and make my acquaintance. Or did I make her? I don't know what I don't even know what acquaintance. Making somebody's acquaintance means. She made mine, I made hers, or something, one or the other. We both made each other's acquaintance. I don't know what it is, but we made it. And that's a very good thing to celebrate. And I think that, wow, yeah, that voice though. Hey, you should check out her show, by the way, Yoni Rising. If you like mystical stuff, then what better to tune into than Yoni Rising? Or my show, you know, either one, really, or both, you know, back to back. Just binge both shows, Yoni Rising and Starseed's Angel Savant Syndrome. Why not? I suggest you do that, actually. In fact, gather the family, gather the friends. Remember, this show is explicit. I'm not too sure about hers, but probably too. I don't know. I like to keep my show explicit because freedom of speech and the emotion in an explicit show just gets explained a little bit more thorough, I believe. But yes. Thank you, Christiane, from Yoni Rising. Aloha. Nui loa. Alright, then. You are awesome and amazing, and probably listening from France. That's right, there's a 75% chance now that you, as my listener, are from France. Is that not remarkable? That is amazing. Thank you, my French listeners. And there is a 60% chance that you are female. That's right. More often than not, my listeners are female. My analytics for the show shows me this. It doesn't show me much more, so don't worry about that. And there is a 13% chance that you're in America. How is that? I have a 75% chance for my analytics for my listeners being from France, and a 13% chance from America. Well, the French have always been known for having good taste. Thank you. You are joining me today. It is midday. No, it's not. It's like 7 p.m. here. But it is midday for me because I am a night owl. Woo. And I very much enjoy my sleep. Thank you. Most people might not think so because of my baggy eyes. But let me tell you, a long time ago, I was probably what you would call a master lucid dreamer. And I consider myself master in that because I would be able to do anything and everything, and I would stretch the bounds of my mind and my capabilities. What is a lucid dream? For that, I would suggest watching the very amazing documentary-like-ish kind of film that's very artistic called Waking Life. Waking Life is very artistic, profoundly so. And it goes over the aspects of lucid dreaming very well. Just like the guy on the ukulele. Yeah, if you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. That one scene where they're like indoors and the guy's just on the ukulele and he's playing his uke while he's talking about profoundly, immensely powerful stuff. That's me. Actually, this is what the show is like. As you tune into this show, Starseed's Angel Savant Syndrome, you have the Mystic Man here replaying that scene for you, only in a multitude of different ways. Thank you for joining. Alright. I am just freestyling here, just out of the blue. You know, I used to freestyle rap a lot. But, yeah, I stopped that. You know, I'm not too much of a rapper anymore. I used to be. Don't get me wrong. It used to be fun, too. You know, back when I used to drink a lot. But I stopped my alcoholism somewhere around the time when I gained a goal. Yeah. I never really used to have any goals or any point. I had nothing to show for my life after 28 years of living. I had no idea what I was doing. And that's fine too, right? You know. But you can't live your life like that all the time. And I put off things from my life for a long, long time. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. But yeah, in the sense, living in California, you kind of got to be able to rap, you know? It's just how it is. But I did say I was going to freestyle. So here I go. Check it out, yeah. Check it out. Check it out, yeah. Check it out. Mystic Man up in the house. For all y'all light workers. All y'all nerds. Well, here we go. It's the COVID-19, trying to act cool, trying to act tough. You ain't that fine, I ain't about that up in my life. How about you now? Fuck that fool. Fuck that fool. Michaelbit's gonna tell you what's up. Whistleblowing Michaelbit's tell you what's up. Cause of every damn corporation sucking Fauci dick. How you gonna tell me that you fact checked while you hiding it? Trying to say, that's a fact check, man. Where's the citation? Can I even see the video, yo? No. Can I even see the article, yo? No. They try to act like they ain't got no. Hella damn Sean up in the house, fact checking the fact check, fool. Cause I do. I got 6 reviews. Fact checking the double fact check to debunk the debunk. All up in the house. And they ain't got nothing but logical fallacy all the way. What's up with that? What's up with this? I ain't a motherfucking punk ass bitch. Yo, fuck y'all shit and your weak ass journalism. They call it yellow journalism. That's CNN. That's NBC. Yo, with the World Health Organization talking about contact tracing, as if y'all weren't trying to do this shit from the get-go. You think I don't see it? You think we don't already know? Tripping. Slipping. Yo. We ain't about that, though. And I don't even talk like that on the regular. I don't. But, you know, you get me drunk and I got all kinds of different kinds of fucking speech. Really, that's how it goes. When it's up in the spot, just another day, trying to get shot in the arm, fuck that. Let me tell you about a virus, yo. Virus is an mRNA strand that's got possibly DNA up in there. But whether it's DNA or mRNA, that's genetic data that's been mutated and then inject it into you. You see, the whole goal is to get the mRNA or the DNA data all up in your veins, and then it's up in your DNA too. How's that, fool? Goes up in your cell nucleus, yo. Because when you got a frequency of about 60 gigahertz up in you, that causes the nucleotides to release the oxygen. And that +1 oxygen amount is the only thing separating your cell nucleus from uptaking the exterior genetic data. Isn't that something? A +1 oxygen contact per nucleotide. That's right. That wasn't very much of a freestyle. Not many Californians would be about that. No siree. But nonetheless, it is fact. Every single vaccine that you take is literally infusing you and your genetic code with ulterior genetic code. Fun! Yay! Isn't that fun? No, it's not. It's not fun at all. You don't want that. I don't want that. Who the fuck would want that? Really? That's why it paralyzes people so much, because you got fucking ulterior genetics coming up into you, then going through, what do they call it? Polymerase, I believe it's called. Polymerase, I think. And creating more genetic data of that kind. The entire purpose for there being, thimerosal, which is a mercury derivative, is to defeat and destroy your white blood cell content. This way, your white blood cells won't kill the bad ulterior genetic data that's being flushed into your system in the vaccine. This way, those genetic data, those codes, those little bit of viruses that we call viruses because we think that it's alive, but it's not. No scientific journal is going to tell you it's alive at all. No. Well, so that way those can go up in your own DNA and get absorbed into your own cell nucleus within the cell, infusing you with ulterior DNA. Do you want that? No, of course not. I suggest you look up a little video that might be censored, maybe not, but it talks about a VMAT2 gene, which was a gene called the God gene. And look up a presentation done by some random dude who looks a lot like Bill Gates, but probably is not Bill Gates. And to the Department of Defense, probably CIA, who knows. In any case, the suggested presentation is of giving a vaccine to people in order to switch off a certain gene being the VMAT2 gene. This way they would be less passionate, less spiritually inclined, religiously inclined. Isn't that crazy? Is that not a direct war of the evil and the darkness against waking up and the spiritual and the light workers and all of it? That's a war. They're trying to alter your genes this way they don't have people waking up. Is that not crazy? And maybe it's not even on a physical world level. Hell, maybe it's just people that are giving really dumb suggestions and have really dumb ideas. But if anything, that's obviously like some kind of twisted, dark side, manipulated thing that's like trying to do that. Like, why the fuck? No. How is that a good idea? That is not a good idea. That's not a good idea. At all. In my opinion. But yeah, I know my freestyle wasn't all that cool, but it was passionate, hey. And it was about very important stuff too. Because when it comes to the whistleblowing microbits, you better Google search that shit. Event 201, yo. With the NWO. Ew. As a matter of fact, let's play some of that Event 201. Here's a small short clip from Event 201, which is published for all to see online. It's on YouTube. It's on their website. You can watch the recorded video of it and see all that attended. Yeah, well, here's a little bit of that.
To our audience here in New York, as well as our larger virtual audience participating online today. The goal of the Event 201 exercise is to illustrate the potential consequences of a pandemic and the kinds of societal and economic challenges it would pose. The scenario also highlights the very critical role that global business and public-private partnerships play in preparing for and responding to pandemics. Today's scenario is going to simulate meetings of a multi-stakeholder group called the Pandemic Emergency Board. This board has been urgently convened forum, and Johns Hopkins has been asked to moderate the board meetings and provide expertise during the board's deliberations. The mission of the Pandemic Emergency Board is to provide recommendations to deal with the major global challenges arising in response to an unfolding pandemic. The board is comprised of highly experienced leaders from business, public health, and civil society. The board's decision makers in national governments, global business, and international organizations. In this scenario, Tom Inglesby, the director of the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security, will be chairing the board and serving as the moderator for its discussions. Today's exercise will simulate 4 meetings of the Pandemic Emergency Board, and each meeting will be devoted to one key topic. Each meeting will start with a video and a briefing that will provide the information needed for the board members to engage. Please note, this is not a test of any particular person, organization, or nation. The participants are all playing as themselves. That is, senior business executives, NGO leaders, and government officials. They're not expected to be pandemic experts. We've really asked them to participate based on their own expertise and their best professional judgment. With the exception of Tom Inglesby, none of the participants know any of the details about how the exercise will unfold. The Event 201 scenario is fictional, but it's based on public health principles, epidemiologic modeling, and assessment of past outbreaks. In other words, we've created a pandemic that could realistically occur. And for those interested in our assumptions, we will have a lot of the background research of the scenario publicly available on our Event 201 website at the conclusion of the exercise. The policy discussions, the challenges to be discussed in this exercise represent controversial, high-stakes issues that would require high-level input from business and government leaders. So just a few housekeeping notes before we get started. For our in-person audience, please do silence all your electronic devices.
Increased, driven by many factors, mainly through human behavior, economic development, population density, and many others. The scenario you will be presented with this morning could easily become a shared reality one day.
Ew. That's just gross. Can you believe that? Now, Event 201 was funded and hosted by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the World Economic Forum, which is another fancy way to say rich 0.01%ers deciding behind closed doors what they want to do. And, of course, the World Health Organization. I don't even know what part of that to put in quotations, because they do not speak for the entire world, yet they try to. B, they don't have the entire world's good intentions. They don't even have good intentions. C, health, the word health is like really, like at this point, that should be in quotations. And D, that kind of, their emblem pretty much looks like a snake wrapped around the world, which is like kind of like telling of Ragnarok, and the giant snake that Thor fights. Yeah, ain't that something? Alright, yes. I just wanted to close out a little bit short today. But I wanted to remind you that most of the whole argument against vaccines, against anti-vaxxers, the argument against anti-vaxxers is completely gaslighting. It's just gaslighting. That's what it is, really. Their argument is no evidence exists. And what this does is it allows the public to have a laziness, to have a kind of comfort in like going along with the narrative. And that's all it does. It's really almost horrific how much evidence there is. And that's not just against and that's not just on the side of anti-vaxxers. That's also the way that they do everything, really. Even the 5G Wi-Fi argument, actually, there was so many thousands of studies done that showed that it's bad for your health. And they're all online, and they're all easy to look up, and they're all easy to cite. The only way that they get away with this kind of crap, by pushing it anyways, is by our ignorance. I wrote some time ago on how scary it is that really it's just our ignorance that it allows for these kinds of things. If you look at the Epstein case, the emails, come on, dude. You got Isaac Cappy, you've got George Clooney, you've got who's the Iron Man guy? That guy, the actor who played Iron Man. I can't remember his name. Is it Robert Downey Jr. or something? Right? You've got lots of actors that have come forward and said, yes, it's true, it's horrible, it's a thing that happens, and it's happening now. And still, yet, the ignorance of people is the entire way that people aren't getting arrested. Just because a majority remains in ignorance. If you haven't watched the documentary called Out of Shadows, which was put together by, I believe, by two stuntmen that have done lots of movies. They've done everything from a lot of the Batman movies, a lot of the Matrix movies, a lot of the action films, a lot of stuff, Well, they came forward saying a lot of things, Even going so far as to say that the CIA gives specific explanation for what the videos should say in directive. That's mind control, really. Creating the backdrop. And obviously the Simpsons and shows like that do a good part in play too. It's the red pill. We all gotta take the red pill. If you don't take the red pill, well, that's how the evil gets by. Unnoticed. Because nobody's looking. Because everybody wants to look towards the positive instead of looking at the negative at all. Well, I'm out. Much love. Please take the red pill. Convince others to take the red pill. And look at the truth. No matter how uncomfortable it is. It could save lives. Uamao ke ea oka aina I ka pono o Hawaii. Or humanity. And what that means is the life of the land is perpetuated in righteous deeds of Hawaii and of humanity. The righteous deeds. That's what we need. Amen.
Romantic love. Beautiful and intoxicating. Heartbreaking and soul-crushing. Often all at the same time. Why do we choose to put ourselves through its emotional ringer? Does love make our lives meaningful? Or is it an escape from our loneliness and suffering? Is love a disguise